Okay, I did not realize I had talked for 10 minutes already on that video and it cut off on me. Okay, so we're going to dimension this one. And okay, I need to go center. And then when I get over here to my wall, I need to switch back to face a core. And that was 17 feet, 5 1/4. And then I can lock that in place. Okay, and so that's got my beam for there. Let's look at it in this section and see. Beautiful, looks good. I'm not sure what goes on top of that. We'll see as we get into our floor framing. Maybe it's just bracing and stuff. I don't know. The plans don't really say. Okay, now we need to put in some pipe columns. So let's go back to here. And we'll go columns. We need to load some. Oh, let's see. There's columns, isn't there? Yeah, columns. Steel. And we're loading a pipe column. And we need 3.5 inch diameter. So that's what I want right there. That's a 3.5 inch pipe column is actually 4 inches in diameter. So, okay. And let's look at depth. And we want to start it at pop of basement footing. And they are a little hard to see right now, so I'm going to put one there and one there. I'm just going to put them on the column, on the pad, and then we'll look at them. Okay, so you see there, it goes down to my footing, which is what I want, but well, because it's not under the beam. So what we'll do is we'll do some aligning, and we'll have to do this in multiple places. Now that's weird. It won't, it's not picking up the center of the beam this time. Okay, so let me change my cutting plane so I'm hiding the beam again. Or nah, I'll just change my view range. Make it 1 foot. Oop, not 10 feet. Okay, now I can align. Okay, and what you do is you'll do all of your footings that way. And now let's go back and look at our section, and then we want to change the settings on the pipe. And we can just, I don't want to select all of them in the project, but I can select those 4 and go attach top to the beam. Okay, that's because those 2 aren't underneath it, but these 2 are. And let's pull this section down to here. So you can see, there we go. So that's good. So you want to do that with all, excuse me, all 6 columns, get them lined up, attach them to the top of the footing, attach them to the bottom of the beams, and then we will look at what comes next, okay? Okay, now we're going to do a beam pocket in the concrete walls, and I've got one modeled here already. In case you're wondering, yeah, I changed my view range again, I think. So here's the void that we've cut into the wall. You cannot just use a cut opening because that just blows a hole all the way through the wall. You have to create a void extrusion and then cut with it. And so let me show you what it looks like in the section here. There it is. You can see there's the beam, and then there's the pocket, okay, that it sits in. And you notice it's flush with the top of the wall at the top, flush with the bottom of the beam at the bottom. And then it needs to be at least a half of an inch to, no more than 1 inch on all sides of the beam. On the left side, on the right side, and then on the back for the depth. And just to keep it simple, I made them 1 inch, all the way around. So that works out good. So now how do we do this? I'm going to move that back up. I'm going to flip this, and I will go to the other end of this beam and show you. There's my little beam. Okay, so I start with, I go to architecture, I go component model in place. No, I don't want to save my project yet. And this is just a generic model, so that's fine. That's fine. Those things come up with tagging, okay, for scheduling and tags and stuff. So, all right, now once we do that, we go void forms. I'm going to do a void extrusion. And I'm going to pick a work plane, and I'm going to pick the inside surface of the wall. And so I just move my mouse over until it highlights the wall, and I'll click that. And now I'm going to draw a rectangle. And so I'll just kind of make it as big as I need to make it. Okay. And let's see, I can't remember if I could do a line. Yeah, so I'll align it to the bottom of my beam and then dimension it. And I'm going to go ahead and place my other dimension, and then I'll edit. Okay, so I made it 1 inch larger than the beam left and right, and same size as the beam up and down. Now my extrusion over here, yours may say something else. It may say typically it starts out at 1 foot. With these, going into a 10-inch concrete wall, I'm making them 5 inches deep because my beam sits in there 4 inches deep. Okay, and so you'll set that to 5 inches, start at 0, and then we check it and say yes, and then it goes, huh? What? Now we have to go cut, and we want to pick the wall that we're going to cut into, and then we pick the void that we extruded, and then we go finish model. And there's a beam pocket. You can seize it right there. Okay. So you're going to need to put in 3 beam pockets at the 3 ends of the beam. This one sticks into the wood framed wall, so we don't have to do any changes to that on that end. And that should wow, that should get you going there. I'm not sure if that's all for this week or not. I gotta check my notes when I can get back into them.